Hello there, everyone. How you doing today? I hope you're all well. Today we're going into r/idontworkhere lady, where people are told they work there, but secretly they don't actually work there, and that causes all sorts of chaos. If you enjoy, please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get started. Finally got to tell a junk customer how every clerk felt about assisting them. This happened a few years ago, but it felt oh so satisfying. Kinda long TLDR. I told the customer at the store I no longer worked there and at how every other clerk felt about helping them. Former manager confirms my statements. For a period of time, I worked for a New England-based hardware home and garden store. We had a customer that was the most impolite individual, definitely thought of retail people as lower than himself, and treated every clerk with contempt. In this, there's me, GC, junk customer, SM, and store manager. Well, my course had changed and I moved on from said job, and was working as a carpenter and was in that location to buy something for a project I was working on. The uniform at the store was a dark green polo and a dark green fleece as a cover-up. I'm a woodsy guy. Almost all my clothes are brown, tan, duck, black, or green. And this day, I happen to be wearing dark brown pants with a dark green sweatshirt from a local building supply company. Dark green with the white labeling of said company. Pretty easy to see it wasn't a store-issued garment with any real observation. I'm in the hardware aisle, where there are also lubricants for loosening stuck bolts and whatnot, which I was looking at. This guy walks into the aisle, and I made no notice beside that someone had entered the space. Your customer be like, in my head, I'm like, that guy sounds horrible. Excuse me. Sorry, thinking I'm blocking the shelving he needs something off of and moving over. No, you're supposed to help me. No, I'm not. I no longer work for this company. That's bullshit! I see you in here regularly. You're even wearing a uniform. This is a insert building company. Sweatshirt, pointing at the label on my breast. I haven't worked here for almost a year, and the reason I'm in here regularly is because, like you, it's the closest hardware store to my house. Well, you're going to help me anyway because you know stuff about what I need. Nope. In no way is that happening. I didn't get paid enough when I did work here to put up with your cruddy attitude, and now that I'm not making money for this interaction, I'm definitely not putting up with it. I'm going to tell store manager about this. And she's going to do what exactly? Hold your hand and tell you it'll be okay. She doesn't even hold sway over me or my actions in this moment, so good luck with that. I can't believe how rude you are. That's rich. Are you really that self-unaware? Have you ever not thought about why, when I did work here, I was the only one to help you? I'll clue you in. It was because no one else wanted to, and I wanted to keep them from your condescension and entitled attitude. Now, about this time, store manager had come around to find me, as we have a good relationship and wanted to catch up. She heard a decent amount of what was said on the way over, and as she walks into the aisle, jerk customer turns to her and says, "Your so-called former employee is verbally abusing me and says that no one ever wants to help me because I'm a jerk." Well, SM doesn't have much of a filter and responds with, well, he is a former employee and hasn't worked here for nearly a year, and frankly, he's not wrong. The look on his face was priceless. He just and told her he would take his business elsewhere. To which he only got a simple, "You do that," from her. We had a good laugh, and the vindication from her, coupled with the opportunity to say what I did, was fantastic. Customer thinks I work at this store and tries to get the store manager to praise me. This is one of my few, quite fond memories of working in retail. I worked in a kids' clothing store in the mall that is local to me. We have no real set uniform except for a baby blue lanyard around our necks saying, "Ask about our rewards." My manager said nothing about not putting pins on them, so naturally I put a couple of my favorite pins on mine. A skeleton cat pin, Bob Ross, and a pin that says multilingual. The last pin was very important and helpful to me, because I have a lot of customers that don't speak English primarily, and at times don't have a translator or a family member to help. I'm the only employee at this place that can speak another language other than English, and I'm glad I can use it to help others who don't understand it. I speak Spanish, a bit of native Hawaiian, a language I am so proud to have learned, and a fair bit of Japanese that my boyfriend is helping me learn. So one day, as I got off my shift, I decided to muck around a bit and go shopping at a store I get my jeans from. I walk in and I feel a slight tap on my shoulder. I turn to see a sweet, gentle-faced abuela looking at me like she needed help. She looked like she was trying so hard to find the right words, but kind of stopped herself like she was nervous. "Need help finding something?" I asked the woman, immediately going into the customer service mode, even though I'm off the clock and this is not my store. She gives a blank stare of her head and goes, no English." Naturally, I spring into action and ask if she speaks Spanish. Always good to make sure, because I don't want to embarrass her. She says yes, and I carry in, asking her in Spanish what she's looking for. She smiles, tells me she's shopping for her grandkids, but has no idea where to look. I cease my shopping and help the sweet woman, who carried on telling me about her family, how she's visiting from Mexico, and how excited she was to see her babies. I help her find a good sum of items and even offer to help pay for some of it. I had gotten a good paycheck that week and was gladly going to pay for some of it. She wouldn't let me, but she gave me a sweet hug and asked me to follow her to the register. I help her there, translating for her, as she asks the lady at the register question, then asks me to tell the lady this. "Tell this lady to get your manager for helping a poor grandma. You're a good worker." I smile a bit and I told her I would. I didn't want to embarrass her by telling her I didn't work at this store, but I still hold the memory close to my heart. She brought her things, waved me goodbye, and I went on with my shopping with a smile on my face. She was such a sweetheart, and I really hope her visit with her grandkids was fun. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, it helps the channel a lot. See you next time.